Hello everybody, thanks a lot for checking back in. This is Dave Jewell from Free Run Speed. Today we're going to talk about the Saucony Endorphin Shift 3, and that is our new puppy in the background. His name is Cooper. When the Endorphin Shift first came out, my first thought was, why hard plastic? Because hard plastic was removed from almost all running shoes to cut weight and make the shoes a little bit smoother in the running. And all of a sudden, here comes the Shift with this hard plastic piece. But that thing served its purpose. It was there to stabilize the heel, to make sure that the foot transitioned to the forefoot in the best possible position. You can see with the Endorphin Shift 3 that the plastic is gone. But that doesn't mean that they got rid of the supportive nature of the shoe. In fact, I think the Shift 3 is more supportive than the original Endorphin Shift or Endorphin Shift 2. And here's why. The midsole is flared out. Versus on the original version, it was straight down. So there's a big flare here. They've also built it up on the medial side. So I think the support actually goes for a longer period under the arch. And with that flare, it's just a more supportive ride underneath. Removing that plastic piece also removed some of the weight of the Endorphin Shift, but it's not going to be a total weight savings because there is more midsole with this flare, and midsole foam has some weight to it. So overall, it's a little bit more than half an ounce lighter. But if you just took the plastic out, you're talking about over an ounce of weight savings. Up in the forefoot, the toe off is relatively the same as the original Endorphin Shift. It is a speed roll toe off. There is no flexibility in this midsole. So you essentially roll over the forefoot rather than flex through it. The biggest change is in the step-in feel and the overall feel when you're running in it. The Endorphin Shift 3 is a softer ride, and they did it with a little trick. Typical insoles in almost every running shoe out there in the market are 5mm thickness. The running shoe last, the patterns of the upper all fit to that 5mm insole. What Saucony did with the Endorphin Shift 3 is move this to 7mm. So there's 2 more millimeters underneath your foot that is soft, super soft foam, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. You definitely feel the difference. So that's where the softness comes. It's not coming from the midsole itself. It's coming from this insole, which is 7mm. To fit this 7mm insole into this shoe, they had to make some adjustments to the upper pattern. Because if you took the old Endorphin Shift pattern with this 7mm insole, it would be a really narrow, tight fit. So they had to open up the pattern. They did that with 2 very noticeable features. First is this opening right here. On the original Endorphin Shift and the Endorphin Shift 2, the distance between this is about 5mm closer. So the opening is a little bit tighter. With this one, they added 5mm to this throat. And so the result is some runners who really, really enjoyed the heel fit of the Endorphin Shift are gonna have to make some adjustment on this one. Some runners. I can't tell you how many of you, but you know, if you have a narrow heel and you enjoyed the Endorphin Shift 1 or 2, you might have to make some lacing adjustments on the Endorphin Shift 3. The other area is the original Endorphin Shift 1 and 2 had a very padded, soft tongue, and they've removed it. There is some padding in there, but it's nowhere near what that original was. And what that does is creates the room in the midfoot that you need because there's a 7mm insole under your foot. So it might be a little bit more roomy because it's not a perfect adjustment. So it might be a little bit more roomy here in the midfoot, but definitely the opening and this tongue are gonna allow this shoe to fit a wider variety of feet. Overall, the Shift continues with what it was. It's a firm ride, it's not soft. It's softer because of the insole, but it's not a super soft ride. It's a little bit firmer. It's very supportive. You get the speed roll. Good training option if you're doing speed work in the Endorphin Speed and you want something a little bit more substantial for your recovery runs. The Endorphin Shift works for that. There are a number of you who run in the Hoka Arahi. And this is a good option if the fit and feel of the Arahi doesn't meet your needs because they changed the model. The Endorphin Shift is a good one to try on. It's gonna be pretty equal in stability, pretty equal in stack heights. Speed roll versus their Meta Rocker, quite similar. So that's it, the Endorphin Shift 3. Sorry it's so dirty. This shoe is actually very beautiful when it came out of the box. Super beautifully white. But I didn't try to wash it or anything. I just wanted to show you what happens to it. This is what happens to it when you run in it. Thanks a lot for watching. Talk to you next time.